this as our goal. And they may well ask, why climb the highest mountain? Why, 35 years ago, fly the Atlantic? Why does Rice play Texas?
This video is not intended for children. Viewer discretion is advised.
If you haven't already, please like, share, and subscribe. Thank you.
Thank you.
We choose to go to the moon. We choose to go to the moon. We choose to go to the moon in this decade and do the other things. Not because they are easy, but because they are hard. Because that goal will serve to organize and measure the best of our energy and skill. Because that challenge is one that we're willing to accept, one we are willing to postpone. What was once the furthest outpost of the old frontier of the West will be the furthest outpost on the new frontier of science and space. Houston, your city of Houston, with its manned spacecraft center, will become the heart of a large scientific and engineering community. But if I were to say, my fellow citizens, that we shall send to the moon 240,000 miles away from the control station in Houston, a giant rocket more than 300 feet tall, the length of this football field, made of new metal alloys, some of which have not yet been invented, capable of going deep in stretching, several times more than have ever been planned, fitted together with a precision better than the finest watch, carrying all defensive needed for components, guidance, control, communication, food, and survival, on an untried mission, an unknown celestial body, and then returning safely to Earth, re-entering the atmosphere at 65,000 miles per hour, causing heat about half that of the temperature of the sun, almost as hot as it is here today, and do all this, and do all this, and do it right, and do it first, before this decade is out, then we must be bold.
And if they lay us down to rest, you tell our moms we've done our best. Greetings, one and all, and welcome to the last retro review on Mornings of Mischief, at least for the foreseeable future, and that consists of 2 episodes from Space Above and Beyond, aptly named And If They Lay Us Down to Rest, You Tell Our Moms We've Done Our Best. Yes, those are the names of the 2 episodes combined. So I want to welcome my panel. I want to welcome the chat. Good morning, everyone. Good morning, Rambling Canuck. Good morning, Dave Bob. Good morning, Purple Valkyrie.
Good morning.
And a big good morning to the chat. Good morning to Snortopubis Cuber, my favorite polar bear in the entire world. DJ Ron and G. Daryl the Derelict, my favorite Mandalorian in the entire world. Chris Persia, the wrench of wrenches, is here. DJ Ron and G. Sherry, good morning. Sherry Pat S. Good morning. Good morning to the lady Arwen Avalon. Good morning to Dave G. Sound. Hello, brother. Good morning, Archer Colin. Hello to the wonderful Mrs. Canuck. Guys, we're going to have her on in, what, a week? Yeah, about a week on Women of the Fandom Wednesday to talk about the charity and talk about what we're going to be doing. Psychodorp 9! Good morning, brother. How are you doing? Just another red shirt. Good morning, Gun Buddy. How are you doing, Gun Buddy? Good morning, Keely Chow. Roll Tide, Keely, Roll Tide. The Doctor of Disaster and Destruction, Adega Outlaw, is here, ladies and gentlemen. Good morning to Adega Outlaw. Hope you all are having a great morning and everything is going good. Good morning, Ghost Rider, right there at the end. So, Mark the Infinitely Tired likes caramel encrusted bat nipples. Good morning to you. Oh, I'm sorry, caramel encrusted bat nipples.
Caramel. Gotta say it properly.
Yes, Purple said it for me. So let's get started. Let's get started with the first episode here, and If They Lay Us Down to Rest.
And it ends not with a bang, but with a whimper.
Do we have to? No, I mean, it was good.
Of the two episodes, because obviously, again, this is a two-parter that they did. I think this was the stronger episode.
Yes. Yeah.
DJ Ron and G with the $5 Super Chat. I really enjoyed these Friday reviews and appreciate the opportunity to rewatch this good show. Let's hit it. It is a good show, and the show had problems. The show had problems. The show had some writing problems. Glenn Morgan and I can't remember Wong. Yeah. They were doing too much. Obviously, they were trying to keep X-Files being the AAA show that it is, and trying to keep this show afloat, and it just wasn't happening. And Fox didn't want this show.
Yep.
Fox
Too many
after the
spinning
first,
plates.
after the first damn premiere, they didn't want this show. They were like, nope, we don't want it. And it showed. It showed.
Yeah, they never seem to have any faith in this, and from what I've been reading, the time slots were moved around. If there was football, the show got kind of cut down. So they really didn't care about this show at all, which was a real shame, because we've said it before during this retro review. It had so much potential. You know, when we had good episodes, they were brilliant episodes.
Yeah, but when they were bad, they were horrid.
Yeah, that's the flip side.
In Psychodorf, now, yes, Fox kept trying to kill it. They did.
Yep.
They did. They didn't want it, and it's amazing to me how something so good could be just drilled into the ground because a studio just doesn't want it around. Oh, well, we love this idea and we're going to run with it. And 2 months later, we hate this series and we want to get rid of it.
Yeah.
God, Suits, make up your mind. If you don't want something like this around, don't make it.
Yes. To
Or
me,
sell
the
rights
first of the two-parters, it seemed like a mid-season episode.
It is. It is.
Like that. Like, to me, that one, it's like, okay, you're winding it down, you're winding it up, but it doesn't have that end of the series feel. It has like mid-season. You know, they've still got a whole bunch on the back end of this.
Well, that's technically what it is. This was half season. This was the midway point in the season of season 2. So
This is a pivotal episode because you learn so much backstory about the Chigs. You know, this is the first time that we actually really get into, you know, who they are as a race.
Yep.
So you see them too.
You see them,
you see a Chig for the first time. You don't know it's a Chig yet, but you see it and you're like, holy shit, what is this? Oh, it's this little alien and its entire species is on the moon here. And oh, it's the last of its kind. They make so many dumbass assumptions.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, it must be the last of its kind, and it's come to this moon to tend to the young. Where the fuck did you dig that out?
Yeah.
We've got Vanson comparing it to a panda. Yeah.
Yeah. It just sat there eating bamboo.
Eating
bamboo.
bamboo, having no idea. It's the last of its kind.
It's kind of stupid. We feel sorry for it.
Yeah.
When in reality, yes. I really like this episode, but as you guys are saying, this did feel like it had so much potential, and then we get the episode that comes after it, and that's it.
Yeah.
It's such a waste.
This is, to me, this is like a launching point to something else.
Yes.
But it never launches to something else. And that's why the next episode, I think, when we get there, why it fell so short and so hard was you get you get things set up in this episode that are not followed through because they've got to end it.
Yeah.
So all the setup was for naught because you're never getting the answers to anything you just asked, ever.
Yeah, I'm gonna tell you what. out of all the episodes, why they sent those folks in when that recon ranger team could have done the job so much better.
Yeah.
Well, they
It's
even
again,
addressed that. They addressed that in one of the shows. Sorry.
Oh yeah,
They
I know.
do.
I
They've got
know. I know they
McQueen.
do. But the thing about it is there has to be a better, a better outfit than,
Oh yeah.
a bunch of pilots to send down on a mission like that. I mean, a specialized team of recon rangers. I'm sure they still had them, and what was it, 2163 or whatever.
I think the idea was that they've got those teams out doing recon on other worlds, and that's it. They have to choose a squadron to send, so they're going to send the 5-8. They don't have enough room on the ship to keep like a full battalion of Marines, so they're sending in the pilots, every Marine a rifleman. I think that's the way they were looking at it. Now, whether or not,
Well, see, the problem I had was they mentioned in this episode that there's a personnel shortage, which is the only reason why the 5/8 were allowed to stay together. And it's like, wait, what? When did that get brought up?
yeah,
Right? Like, when was this personnel shortage ever a thing in this whole fucking show? What the fuck?
yeah, they've talked in previous episodes about people signing up in their millions.
Yeah,
for
like
this war.
when was this personnel shortage, and when the fuck did this happen, and why wasn't I informed?
well, until these last couple of episodes, in I think the last 4 episodes, you never saw more than one carrier. You saw one carrier at a time, and that's it. And then they started the mission in the last couple episodes we watched, where they took that planet with three space carriers. And in this episode, in these last episodes, you see like 8 space carriers all together fighting as a team.
Yeah.
That's the first time you ever saw that. They never did that before. And yes, Wes had a brother on the recon team. God help us
And
all.
we saw how well that went.
Yeah.
You're gonna die, you little shit, and then he dies. And
Dumbass lieutenant.
I suppose also you can kind of put it down to the 5/8 have got a really good track record. That's why they get sent on these missions, and obviously these are our main characters in the show. But yeah, there's got to be other people that they could send on these missions.
yes. Yep, and we never get an idea of just how big those space carriers are and how many people can be aboard. Nothing's ever mentioned. They just kind
Flushed
of
out,
Well,
no.
this is no, and you don't know if they ever will. But that wasn't part of the thing, They weren't trying to be Star Trek, where they were like, "Hey, buy our schematics that Scotty drew up by hand and shit." They never tried to be that, but it would have been nice to know every once in a while, hey, how many jets do you have on board? How many pilots do you have on board? Why are you sending pilots out on recon missions? What the hell's going on with that?
Yeah.
Is it that, you just don't have that many people on board? Can it not hold enough people to do that? What the hell? Explain this to us, and they're just not going to explain it.
I'm just going to put it down to they wanted West off the ship.
Yeah.
Yeah. Send in the 5-9. Wait. You change that. Deal up the wild cards.
Yeah.
Deal up the wild card.
Shuffle the wild cards and deal them.
After they done give our plans away and everything else.
Yeah.
Okay, let's talk about that.
And that was
So-
Wang's fault.
At the end of this episode, with this alien creature on this alien planet where they're supposed to be doing a recon setup for Operation Roundhammer,
They
find this alien. Yeah. They find this alien and they tell it the plans. They tell it, they're like, hey, we're going to come and we're going to attack this planet.
Yeah, with a
We're
comic
going
book.
to attack this planet. Okay, they don't understand English. Hold up the comic. All right, see here? That's you, dead Chig. You, dead Chig. We're going to kill everyone on this planet here, right here. Oh, yeah. And the alien's like, I get it. Okay. Thank you for telling us your fucking secret battle plans that no one knows about. But of course, they don't know it's a Chig. How they don't know it's a Chig, I don't know. But they obviously notice the gills on the side of its neck, and they know Chigs have gills on the side of their neck.
Yes, and they even talk about it earlier on in the episode when Hawks tries to take the helmet off one of them, and they just turn to goo.
Not
Suicide.
once did they think. Yeah, suicide, cyanide, whatever it is. Not once do they think this could be a Chig without the helmet on.
Mm-hmm. It's about the right size. Yeah, there's been other Chigs on the planet that we've just killed.
That's right.
The only thing I was thinking through most of it was the annoying clicking and popping that thing was making.
I thought the makeup on it was pretty good, though. I mean, the design of the Chig, I thought they actually put some effort into making
that
it look
was
alien.
the makeup was done well.
Yeah. I like this episode, even though it was one of those really darkly shot episodes that we have ever so often in this.
Wang was such an idiot. What did he do? He's been hanging around West way too long. I'm just sorry, but he's just been around West too long.
Yes, and they go against their own.
What if they're
characters?
innocent? What if it's an innocent? Do we have to kill it? Shut up, Wang. Yes, we have to kill it. We're coming here to kill the planet. Shut up.
It's
us them.
Hawks didn't have no problem. He was going to go in there and waste everybody.
Oh, well, yeah, he was. In Snorted Poopus Cuber, I use one gentleman's music for almost all the music I use on the intros. It is a trade secret. But the Mornings of Mischief song, the down that song, that was made for the show. So if that's the one you're talking about, I don't know if you're talking about that one or the music I use today. Music I use today is made by the same person that does the rock intro. So
Mark said purple said goo. Yes, I did.
Purple said goo.
This whole episode is so weird because up until now they're very logical, they're very by the book, they do what Marines are supposed to do, and in this episode they're talking about, well, I feel that this is the right thing to do,
Yeah, it's like, what the Who are you and what happened to the cast that was here last week? What the hell?
Guys, today I'm feeling very emotional, so I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to tell the enemy our whole entire battle plan because I feel sorry for them.
Basically. Well, that can't be it can't be our enemy. We're on their moon, right near their home planet. No, never crossed their fucking mind.
No, we've got little baby Chigs in incubation tanks that, we've never known Chigs to have, that sort of thing on their ships.
It was basically the 5-8 goes to Endor. Yeah,
pretty much.
Boop, 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 boop. Dun, 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 dun.
It's just, none of them acted like they normally do.
Mm-mm.
No.
Like, at all. And, again, we had an intro change.
Yep.
At the beginning of the show.
Yep. We had the voiceover from
and did anybody else notice that maybe it was just the copy I was watching, but did anybody else notice that halfway through this season they stopped giving a goddamn? And when, at the beginning, when McQueen in the intro would say space above and space above and beyond, and the explosion happens, it was synced, and then by the end of this, it wasn't. He'd say the line, and then a couple of seconds later, that would happen. They just stopped giving a sweet flying fuck.
Well, to be fair, after the Angriest Angel, they knew they were getting shut down.
Yeah.
Didn't matter how. And see, that was like peak. Angriest Angel was peak Space Above and Beyond. and then they were told, yeah, we're going to cut the show at the mid-season. So, to be fair, they probably didn't.
No. It was just
They were like, fuck it, we'll bring on Coolio. We'll hang out with Coolio and be down with living in a gangster's paradise. We'll do all this weird shit that we'll bring David Duchovny in, and we'll do this weird shit. But it doesn't really matter because we're gonna get shut down anyway. So we're just gonna do whatever. It's like being told no matter what you're gonna get an F on your science project. So why even try?
Yeah.
Okay, well I'm still gonna build it because I have to, but yeah, I'm not really gonna give a shit.
Well, no, that wasn't the road I went, but. I was out due to surgery, and then they told me I was failing no matter what because I was out of school too long. And
Really?
I went, okay, I'm walking out the door. That was the end of that first grade 9 year.
I got told you can only use so many Bunsen burners, and then I was like, hold my fucking beer, bitches. You ain't seen nothing yet.
Well, I turned around and it was funny because that meeting in the counselor's office, I don't think they've ever had anybody tell it to them that way. I looked at him, I went, I'm going to fail, even though I have an 87% grade average. And they went, yeah. I went, well, here's what we're going to do. I'm going to go out for a cigarette. When I come back from my cigarette, if that ruling hasn't changed, I'm walking back out the door and I'm not walking back in it. And they went, you can't do that. I said, watch me. I went out, had my cigarette, came back. I said, what's the decision? The decision's the same. All right. Well, then we know how this ends. And I walked out the door and I never did walk back in it.
Wow.
And Punkwaddle, they did try and get funding for a movie. They were going to do a movie for the second half of the season, the second season. They just didn't get the okay to do it. Fox was like, nope. But we can do this for this amount of money. Nope.
That's a real shame.
Yeah.
Could they have sold the rights to somebody else who would have been interested to pick it up? Would that have been an option?
They could have.
Yeah,
but
Netflix
deals like
wasn't
that
around back then.
It was harder back then. I mean, it's not like today where they could, leave Hulu and go to Netflix, or leave Netflix and go to, Prime or whatever. There wasn't as many options.
But that did happen with Firefly. And the reason why it happened with Firefly is that Fox was like, you know what? We love you and we want you to keep doing Buffy, but fuck this whole Western sci-fi thing. Get it out of our sites. Just take it. Just take it. You can do whatever. You just can't call it Firefly. Whatever you do, you can have it. Just don't call it Firefly. And that's what they did. And he took it to Universal and he shopped it. And they were like, yeah, we'll do it. And they did a good job, too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
They did a really good job. Except for killing Wash at the end of the movie. That's it.
Except for killing Wash.
God help Whedon for that.
Your sudden and inevitable
Betrayal. Yes. Okay, so rating for this first episode with the Chig caretaker and the baby Chigs in the walls of the cave. Whatever your thoughts are, we'll go rambling. Purple Dave Bob, shoot rambling.
I'm gonna go 4. I mean, it kind of dragged. It wasn't very. A lot of it was running through bushes, and the characters just not like it. If you take the characteristics from the last episode to this episode, they're completely different people in this one, and it's just what the hell. So for me, it's a 4.
Okay.
I am going to go with a 5. Again, this is one of those episodes that had so much potential. The acting was okay, even though they were out of character. I thought the planet looked great. At least we weren't on either some rocky-looking planet that looks like a desert or something that looked like it was on a soundstage. This actually looked interesting as a planet, this moon that they were on. I really liked the Chig once we finally got to see what they looked like. I thought the makeup was really well done. I thought it was an interesting enough design. They actually put some effort into making this creature, which I thought, hats off to them. Even though they knew, as you say, that this show was coming to an end, they didn't have to, but they did. But like we say, this feels like it's a mid-season. This is a springboard into something so much bigger. You know, we got so much information in this episode about the Chigs, about the beginning of Roundhammer, about the consequences of, you know, giving out information to the enemy. This could have been so much better. And then we get the episode after.
Yeah, I'll have to say I'll give it a 5 myself. It had some interesting concepts, and they did a very good job on the design of the Chigs. I thought they, did excellent work on that. That was probably one of the better alien designs I've seen in a while, especially, for a show that was on the way out. I enjoyed the episode per se, other than all the inconsistencies. Nobody acted other than Hawks like their self.
All right. I'm going to give it a 5 as well. A 10 if you compare it to anything from Star Trek over the last 5 years.
Oh, yeah.
This is definitely, sci-fi gold compared to Picard.
Now.
Trying to start something with...
Save for 2022, you jack.
Shots fired.
Shots fired. Okay, so this is obviously the episode leading up to the midway point in the season, the end of the show. They already know by now their show's ending. It's not coming back. And if they lay us down to rest is a lead up to Tell Our Moms We Done Our Best. It's okay. It's not the best. I think they do some really stupid things. Mm-hmm. Having Corporal, whatever his name is in the comic book, and then describing, look, comic book, you dead, Chig dead. And I'm like, obviously it's a fucking Chig, you morons.
Yeah.
They were like, that's you, the Chig. And I'm like, and you don't know. It's a Chig? Oh my God. In the next episode. Oh my. But they're pointing at it saying, you, Chig, this dead, planet, dead. It's just like, oh my God.
Can I answer one thing in chat, Loki?
Yes.
Okay, so Neporial Lifeform says Picard was the worst thing you'd ever seen. See, I can't say that because I lived through Vince Russo's booking. And I'm sorry, but once you've lived through that shit, there is nothing that gets that bad. I mean, come on, they had...
Well, I would counter that wrestling isn't entertainment, but...
Jesus.
Ooh.
Well, if you consider they had a storyline with Judy Bagwell on a fucking pole, I'm sorry, but no. I lived through Vince Russo. Fuck it.
Saw old Michelle, whatever her name is, tweet about Star Trek Discovery starting soon, and all I did was answer it with the toilet flushing.
Yeah.
Yes. Absolutely. Scripts are being written as we speak. Yes. Ford is better than Chevy. I agree. Daryl the Derelict. Yes. But Dodge beats them all. So you're gonna hate me for that one. Dodge beats them all. So
fucking old recycled Dodge.
There you go. So we go into the second episode here, and if you go to the link that Purple sent before the show started for Tell Our Moms We've Done Our Best, it shows Wes kissing his girlfriend. And I just have to say, at this point in the series, I don't really give a fuck.
No.
And neither did the writers, because West has been like, you know what? I don't ever think about you and I don't care. And then she's mentioned and he's like, Krista, I love you. And then the next 5 episodes, he's like, what girlfriend?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Hot and cold. Although I do have something that I can never unsee now. When you shrunk us down so that we could see Wes's chin line, I just thought of something. Wes looks like he was the mold for the Chig.
Yes.
I swear to God, if you look at Wes and you put a picture of the Chig in your head, it is the same bone structure, just amplified.
Yeah, it is.
It is, isn't it? Once you see it, you can't unsee that shit.
Wow.
I'm sorry, but fuck.
Maybe that's why you got it on with that one on the planet so easily.
Yeah.
And yeah, Daryl, maybe he was bipolar and he didn't know it. They wrote him as a bipolar because he's so, yeah. West, you know what? And I don't know why. Ooh, bad phone. I don't know why I didn't notice it before. Because I didn't. I didn't when I was a kid. I didn't notice how annoying he was. But as an adult, I have grown to have a huge amount of disdain for Wes. I just don't like him.
Mm-hmm.
And a $4.99 super sticker from Mexican Iron Man. And it is a pair jogging and pumping iron. Thank you so very much, Mexican Iron Man. And DJ Ronnie G really enjoyed these Friday reviews and appreciate the opportunity to rewatch this good show. Let's hit it. Thank you very much for your super chat as well, sir. You guys keep the fires burning bright here in Valhalla, and we're going to send out the Viking Horde this morning. Skål! Thank you, gentlemen. Ooh,
Sorry about that, Loki.
More screaming.
I had to take that. That was dialysis. Anyway,
no problem. Wesley sucks. Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Wes sucks.
Agreed.
Yes. And no matter what universe.
They have one
Yeah. No matter what universe, Wesley needs an airlock.
They have one episode that pretty much explains why that all happened. What Stay with the Dead. Brain but damaged.
What was damaged?
His brain. He's
Oh yes, yes. You brain damaged, boy. Yeah. Yep. Nope, absolutely. If not for Alec Baldwin, this would have ended last week. That is very true.
Yep.
That is very true. We took a week off to talk about the Alec Baldwin situation. We should actually recover that, how right we were and how wrong everyone else was at the time, because most of the shit we said in this show that day ended up being exactly what happened. Yep. Somebody fucking fucked up. Somebody made a really big mistake, and some 22-year-old girl was the armor that didn't know her asshole from her elbow, who had to have a secret helper helping her because she didn't know shit. Wesley sucks. Yes, Arwen Apple.
Oh my god.
Yeah, and but the show had its ups and downs. That was true. The show, going back from a critic's perspective and watching this, and not just like binge watching the episodes, watching them week after week, I can see where the problems are. And we're watching them 2 episodes a week, so we're getting 2 episodes every week instead of just 1. And we can see where the problems are. It's a difficult show to watch sometimes because you like it and you really like it. I loved it. I think Angriest Angels is the peak. I think Angriest Angels beats a lot of sci-fi movies out there. Just that 2-parter. Why are we here? Why was I born? Creation. Why was I created? You know, what is my purpose? And he goes out and he kills that chick. He's like, now I know what my fucking purpose was, to wipe that son of a bitch off the face of the universe. But who was he? What was his purpose? And you're like, oh my God, McQueen, you're brilliant.
Yeah. I would agree with you. That 2-parter made watching this worth it.
Yeah.
For the most part.
Mm-hmm.
It's just when you get to this ending, it's such a wet fart. After that, it is just a wet fart, and there's no other way to put it. When I finished watching this episode, that's exactly the first words that came out of my mouth. What a wet fart!
What the hell did I just watch, and why did I watch it?
It was just like, what the and all the wrong characters died. I mean, West didn't even get to go out an airlock, which was just wrong. You know, like, instead it's Wang that goes out the airlock. Like, what the fuck?
Daryl asked a question. Would this show be worthy of a reboot? The CGI used in the show, instead of models, was very, very early. And some things looked okay, like the carrier, but then you've got like Chig fighters fighting things, and just the movement of them is so off that you immediately are like, it's jarring. It almost takes you out of the show. Yeah. Some people say, oh my God, it's charming. No, it's fucking video game level CGI, because that's what you had then. And these people using it, yes, they were pioneers, but now you're like, Jesus Christ, it's jarring. It's like seeing Ragdoll Neo in the Matrix Revolution or whatever the fuck it is when he's spinning like a top, killing Smiths. You're like, he looks like a fucking Barbie doll. It's Ken, the amazing spinning Ken. It's not Neo. You can tell. Well, guess what? A lot of the special effects in this show, they're very, very, very dated.
Yep.
I think they could, but I wouldn't want them to today, because McQueen would be a woman with a penis, and they would seriously fuck up the show. It's ma'am, instead of look at my fucking bar, soldier. No, it's look at my privates. It's ma'am. Okay, and that's the way it would be. So not today, per se. In the future, maybe. It's possible. Not today, though. Mm-hmm. I think it's worthy of one, just not today.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. And for me, this is the first time that I've ever watched this. So going through it with the panel, this was a whole new experience, because I'd never seen this show before. Would I want to see it remade? Maybe, but I can't see it, to be honest.
Only if they did it like they did the reboot of Battlestar Galactica. Someone that really cared about it and wanted to take the time to do it well, and you don't have that today.
See, the only thing I'd be scared about a remake in the modern lens is in this show they did a lot of history references, and for the most part there was a couple of them that I went, you're reaching there, but for the most part they were done tactfully and they were done well. I don't think modern day writers of the ilk we see producing TV shows ever picked up a history book. So I could just see the weird analogies they'd be drawing towards history, and we'd just be like, no, that had all to do with it. What?
Speaking of what you're talking about, there is a moment in this show where basically they shit all over everything you know. But every single intro that's done has been, we thought we were alone in the universe, and then in 2293 they struck, and this colony gets annihilated. And out of nowhere, this evil enemy has appeared and basically set upon themselves the directive to kill the human race, right? That's what you are led to believe. Mm-hmm. Meanwhile, there's this corporation, kind of like Wayu, that has been doing some dirty, underhanded shit, and you get the idea that maybe not everything is as set in stone as you believe, but it all comes crashing down on Aerotech in this episode. The head of Aerotech gets called out to the Saratoga because they are talking to the Chig ambassador. And the Chig ambassador says, we will do a peace treaty. Well, we will do all this shit and we'll never fight again, but this is what we want. And one of the things they want is to talk to the head of Aerotech. And in the middle of that discussion, with the Admiral board there, with everybody there, that Chig says, you sent a probe that hit our home world. We sent a message back to you that said, don't ever come near us again. And then you created 2 colonies on our graveyard worlds where we bury our dead. And you lie and you act like we're the enemy. And this guy calls them liars. He's like, they're liars, they're cheaters, they're deceitful, when really it's Aerotech, the one who's done the deceitful bullshit. And that Chig breaks out of its methane containment cell and proceeds to shiv the fuck out of the Aerotech guy.
Yes.
He's got like a wrist blade, and he's like, I am going to shank you like we're in prison, bitch.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what he does. And I have no problem with that, because it's Aerotech. Aerotech got this idea. Well, we know there's this advanced alien life form out there, and we're going to instigate it so we can have superior technology, and we can end up being this mega corporation that rules over all of our colonies and Earth. We make weapons, we do science, we do exploration. We'll have our hand in every fucking pie, and the military will love us because we're gonna win them the war. We're gonna create technology equal to these people, and we're gonna win the war.
Microsoft.
And then they find out, and then Chig says, "You know what? We're from the same place. We came from the same place. We both come from Earth." And that's a fucking shell shocker. Even Queen's like, what? That's a huge ass shell shocker. And then it proceeds to shank the head of Aerotech and blow up. It's got some kind of explosive device that blows up and kills almost everyone in the room besides McQueen.
Yeah.
But McQueen's out of the war.
He is gravely wounded.
He's going to lose his leg.
Yes, and the only reason that he was in that room in the first place is because Ross has a cold and they wouldn't let him be in the room.
Yeah. And I mean, it's I think they were trying to throw something together, and it all leads off of a cliffhanger. It's all a cliffhanger. What happened? Vanson and Bampoos go down in a blaze of glory. Don't know if they made it or not. They crash land on a planet. Wang is killed. Oh, but maybe there was an escape vehicle. There ain't no fucking escape vehicle on a damn boxcar.
No, and he went boom.
He
went
went
bad.
Yeah.
So they were talking about, maybe they can bring Wang back. McQueen's gone. He's gonna be taken back to Earth. They're gonna attach a silicate leg to him. My God, fuck that. I'm glad we never saw that. I fought the AI in the war, and now I've got one of their legs. Fuck them.
Yeah.
I hate my leg. Did you hear me, leg? Yeah. I have PTSD, and I'm gonna strangle my fucking leg. God, thank God we never got that. I don't think I could have
reminds me
handled
of that series Carl Urban was in. You know, that sci-fi series where he had all the tech leg and all kinds of stuff.
Yes.
But knowing McQueen, that leg would have a gun somewhere.
Yes.
I'm just saying.
Nothing but a gun. It's just a cannon gun.
He was going to get replaced by some bitch that hated the 5/8 and sent them on the shittiest missions. And it's like, guys, thank God. I'm glad we didn't get this.
Yeah.
I'm glad that we didn't get this. I know they wrote out the plans to finish the story. The story was going to end after the second season. They'd already written that up when they got the call that said, that's it, you're done. They would have ended it with a treaty that basically nobody liked. Oh, great. Let's have a peace treaty that no one likes. The Chigs don't like it. The humans don't like it. They're going to be on the edge of going back to war at any moment. And it ends with the 5/8 sitting in a bar, toasting to the fallen people that were, to this person, to that person, to this person, the people that died in the unit, the people they lost. Shane sitting there holding the wedding ring that homeboy was going to give her. It would have a lot of tears and a lot of why did we do this and why did millions die, and I don't know. They could have done something. They could have done something better than that. That some of the reviews for what they talked about was like, oh wow, what an ending. No, that would have sucked. I would have hated that. Hey, let's end it in the worst fucking possible way. But at least it would have been an ending compared to what happened with the X-Files. It was like the Energizer Bunny. It just kept going and going and going and going. And they had one good movie, and then they had something else that I can't describe that was just, wow. It was like something out of Rob Zombie's dreams or something. Oh, well, we're gonna have Mulder out there doing a fucking telepathic vibe thing on the snow. Okay, all right, whatever. Oh, it's spooky. They called him Spooky because he could read people's minds. No, that is not why they called him Spooky fucking Mulder.
I completely.
I don't know what the hell happened to y'all, but at some point you took a hard fucking left and you fucked up your show. Weirdos.
Hard left, fell off a cliff, rolled down a hill.
I would hope, DJ Ronnie G, that the public would have turned on fucking Aerotech, and Aerotech would have been brought down by the military, by the very people they were feeding technology to and getting paid. Like, oh, yeah, we'll take your money and we'll keep building stuff and we'll build carriers and we'll build this. I would have hoped that the military would have turned on them. And the
That would have
government.
made more sense because up until this point, this whole show was very pro-military. That's one of the things why I think the show couldn't be made again at the moment, because I don't think the sentiment would be there. But this whole idea that if they were going to end it, that war is hell, that just would have fell flat.
Yep. Archer Collins, sorry, Mulder was a telepath? ? Well, in the last movie, before that new series, yeah, he could like touch snow and see what happened there, and weird shit like that. Yes, he became Spooky Mulder. He was already Spooky fucking Mulder because he believed in aliens. You dumb fucks. Can't keep track of your own show. Anyway, I digress. I'm getting angry about a show that I loved that went on too long, and should have just ended as soon as Scully had the baby. It should have been, that's it. It's done. It's over. There's Mulder. Hey, I came back to save you and the baby. Great. Thanks. Cut it. Cut. Done. Done. That's it. It's over. Let him go off into the sunset and be happy somewhere. But no, the baby's taken somewhere where Scully doesn't know it is and where Mulder doesn't know where it is, and they're out fucking doing weird shit in the snow. No. Bad fucking Fox. Bad mother Vlad, Glenn, Morgan, and fucking Wong motherfuckers.
Go sit in the corner.
Go sit in the fucking corner. Ugh. Anyway, we're not talking about X-Files.
I think they upset Loki.
Oh, one show didn't go on long enough, and the other show went on way too fucking long. Hey, let's bring it back in 2016. Ugh.
They just can't get it right, can they?
David Duchovny will do a whole nother 10 seasons. Sure he will. You're like, nah, fuck this. I did one season again. I'm back out. I'm out again. This is why I quit in the first place, because I don't want to do this shit.
California?
So, Space Above and Beyond.
Space Above and Beyond. What do you guys? So this last episode puts the pin in the show. What did you give us? We'll start with Purple, and go around. Purple? What did you think of this episode?
I don't know whether it put the pin in it, more like it pulled the pin out of a grenade that had a bunch of ideas that could have exploded and gone places, but didn't, because obviously this is what we got. This is it. This is the end. But there were just so many loose threads. We could have learned more about Aerotech. Did they deliberately start the war, or was it an accident? They obviously ignored the Chig's warning, so that kind of paints them in a bad light. Are humans the bad guys after all? Is that the message that they were trying to get across? Was this alien ambassador really a Chig, or was it just a deception that the Chigs were using because they knew this thing was on the planet? We just don't know. And then we had the characters sacrificing themselves for love, for West getting his girlfriend back. So the whole series comes full circle. And I just think it would have been funny if she just looked up at him and said, yeah, sorry, West, I've found somebody else after all this. If I was going to give it out of 10, I would give this episode a 3. There was so much wasted potential. Not just this episode, but as a whole. This could have been the springboard into something really interesting. They had some great ideas that they could have delved into, but unfortunately, that's where they left it. And I just thought it was a really unsatisfying ending. And the one guy that does get the happy ending is the character that nobody seems to like.
That annoyed the shit out of everyone.
Yes, Wang dies. Vanson and Dampus go down on the planet. Hawks is questioning himself now. He doesn't know what to do with himself now that the war is essentially over, or is it over? We don't know. But West is back with his girlfriend, so yay, I guess. Yay.
All right, Dave Bob.
I'm kind of at a loss. The way this thing ended, there was so much potential in the show, and they threw out just so much crap at the end to try to see what was going to stick to the walls. Nothing. It just slid down. It was just a pathetic ending. I mean, they threw so much at you in that one episode that, I think they were just, if you can't dazzle them with brilliant, baffle them with bullshit. That was pretty much the way they went out with that series. So, I don't know. I guess a 4 is about as good as I can give it. And the Aerotech guy sitting there talking, do you think they're going to use it? Of course they're going to use it. What the hell was that all about?
Yeah, they never did get into that at all.
No. And throughout the series, we've been teased with this shadowy goings on with Aerotech. I just wish they'd either kind of committed to really giving us the background and having one side it's the military, one side it's Aerotech. Neither side is being honest with the other. But instead, we just had them kind of popping up for now and again. And whenever they did, we had these guys that were really shifty, in charge.
What would you give, if you had to give it a number on a scale of 1 to 10, Dave Bob? What would you give it?
I guess a 4. That's about the best I could give it.
Canuck.
All right. Well, for me, as I said at the beginning, this was a wet fart. It's a 2. I mean, it's just none of the ending. I mean, the peace treaty, that whole concept was just, oh, come on. I mean, it would have been below a 2 if they would have actually gone through with the stupid thing. And it would have just been, we're all friends now. End of the show. That would have sucked. But I mean, what they gave us in place of that wasn't any better. And then they were planting seeds that were never going to grow in the last episode. Such as of course they're going to use it. And then they don't use it because we don't see it on screen. And all the wrong characters were the ones that were affected. West should have been shoved out an airlock, not Wang. It's just, and it was, and for me, I don't understand the 5/8's motivation in sacrificing themselves so that Nathan gets the one last booty call. I don't understand. And he doesn't even get that. She showers, eats, and gone. She's back to home planet, and he's stuck on the carrier.
Well,
so
it's even worse if what would have happened after that. If we had gotten more, one of the things that they talked about was that Bampoos and Vanson end up getting captured by people that work on the Bacchus and getting turned into slave whores. Hold on. A brothel. They work in a brothel. They're captured and taken to work in a brothel.
Of those characters, though, they would have died before they did that.
That's right. And
Like that makes no sense. Like, oh my god.
that's where you find them in the return. That's where Nathan and Hawks is going to find them, is working in a brothel on the Bacchus. So just imagine that.
And stupid, but yeah, no. For me, it's a 2. I mean, it was just a wet fart. At the end of the series, it was a wet fart. This series had really good moments, really good ideas. The problem is the ideas never amounted to anything.
Great concept, poor execution.
Absolutely, yeah.
Yes.
Either piss or get off the pot, and they decided to get off the pot. It was just bad. It was just brutal. Some of it was really good. Some of it was good concepts, like I said. But this episode, I can't go any higher than a 2. I left this episode feeling what a wet fart and what a waste of an hour. My God. But anyway, over to you, Loki.
Considering what I think what they were trying to go for and what they were trying to do, they had potential in the fact that Aerotech knew all this stuff. And you've got the head of basically the Earth Union, a former Aerotech employee. You've got all these people that have set themselves up in the war, in government, that are part of Aerotech, that know what they did. And I think it would have been very interesting to see what happens when that comes home to roost. When the Chigs can convince the military, look, we were just sitting here minding our own business when you fucks showed up and did this to us. That's why we went after your colonies. Because you already knew. You knew what you were doing. You knew what you had done. I think it would have been very interesting if they could have convinced the military that what the military's response to that's going to be. Because it's not the people of Earth that did something wrong. It is people in Aerotech, in a company. You were the reason millions of human beings are dead. You were the reason millions of Chigs are dead. Go and face the music, bitches. Go out there and face the music. I would have loved to see the military turn on Aerotech and people in the government, because you start off this episode with the head of the Earth Union making this message about, oh, it's going to be so lovely. We have a peace treaty with the Chigs. She knows what Aerotech did. She was a part of that conspiracy. She knows that. So it'd been very interesting to see what happened to these people. If the military had been convinced by the Chigs, guess what? You fuck struck first. It's not a Pearl Harbor attack that we did to you. You came after us. You violated our territory. You knew these were our burial worlds, and you still went there.
Yes, and not only that, the revelation that we're actually technically fighting ourselves, because the Chigs originated from the same planet. They just went in a different direction evolutionarily.
Yep, and they advanced faster.
Yeah. So much potential.
So I'm going to give this episode a 5. And the reason why I'm going to give it a 5 is I love the scene with the Chig and the Aerotech guy. I love how the Chig busts through the glass and shoots that motherfucker like he's in prison.
The episode,
like, you're in a shower in prison, bitch. Take the blade.
Yeah.
And then
got my sharp
blows himself up. I hate that McQueen got hurt. I hate that McQueen got hurt in that. But it showed that this is the way it is. And I believe the Chig when it said that. You guys hit us first. You guys came after us first. And if we would have gotten more, we would have got more about the Chigs. We would have got some episodes that happened on the Chigs' homeworld. We would have got to see more about them and come to an understanding of why they felt so betrayed, because they did. They felt betrayed, like you would stab your brother in the back. That's how they felt about the humans. You would stab your own brother in the back to get ahead, when really that's not the way it is. They have no idea, and the military had no idea that Aerotech struck first.
Yes, I would have liked to have known more about the alliance between the AI and the Chigs as well. How did that come about?
Yeah.
Yes. Both of the Aerotech guys got theirs in the end. Yes, they did. Absolutely, they did. It was just Christine Halsey, was that her name? the head of the Earth Union, she knew.
Yeah.
And she was a backstabbing evil bitch.
Yes.
And she hadn't gotten hers yet. So, I don't know. It was amazing what this show could have been. It's disappointing what it was. It's disappointing what Fox did. I would have loved to see more, but I understand why we didn't at the same time. So, we're going to go around the room one last time and tell us what is going on. Rambling, we'll start with you. What do you got going on?
All right. Well, if karaoke as always tomorrow night, 9 o'clock. No, 9:05 because I'll be late to my own funeral. And then I have the round table coming up next week. Next week at some point, a radio show will be dropping on History with R&R. Much delayed, but it shall release next week. Also, kind of a daddy moment for me tomorrow. Daddy's little girl turns 20, so happy birthday to Faye.
Oh, happy birthday.
Faye Knowles.
Happy birthday.
20 tomorrow. Daddy's little girl isn't so little anymore, and I feel old. But anyway, and of course, on the 19th, 20th, my love has her 24-hour live stream, and then she's supposed to be making it to karaoke. So we'll see how that goes. That's about it.
Are you serious? I go to YouTube is playing games. Couldn't super chat.
Yeah, YouTube has shenanigans this morning. I noticed that.
It's ever since they started talking about this thumbs down thing. Oh, well, we're gonna do trial basis shit, or we're gonna do this. It's all been wonky and it's all been screwed up, and it's all going against the algorithm. The algorithm doesn't know what the hell to do. Purple. Sorry, Psychodorf 9.
We've got the show coming up in an hour. I've got a panel joining me. We're going to talk horror, probably for the last time because I've covered it quite a bit, but looking forward to that. Tomorrow we've got Arwen's birthday, so we've got a special show for her. Sunday I've got I'm joined by Darth Alina, and we're going to be talking history, so looking forward to that. That's going to be really cool because I haven't had a chance to kind of delve into that yet. And then I'll be back again on Monday, as usual.
All right. Dave Bob.
I'm just going to be out in the woods chasing that 12-point.
No, yeah. That's
Get
what
him,
I'm
Dave
talking
Bob.
about. Get him. We've got a special show coming up tonight at 10 p.m. Central Standard Time with me and Mexican Iron Man. It is Loki's Late Show, and it is something that we have been had been in the works since way before I moved. So this is like the last year we've been kind of discussing this and talking about doing this and flip-flopping it around. We kind of changed our plans to doing something on Saturday, and now it's come full circle, and we're actually going to do the late show after Friday Night Tights tonight. So we will have a brand new show 10 p.m. Central Standard Time tonight. Hopefully, Pat S is going to be late. The late show with Loki and Mexican Iron Man. Hopefully it's going to be good. Don't forget to check out Purple's live stream later today. Do not forget to check out Rambling Canucks Karaoke Saturdays. Absolutely awesome show that I don't get to make it to as much anymore. I wish I had more time. I wish we all had more time, and we're definitely running out of time on the show because we're 4 minutes past the hour. I want to thank the panel. We're going to do something new next Friday.
Wait, before we go, we should also send early birthdays out to Bird of Prey 5. His birthday tomorrow too.
Yes, happy birthday, Bird of Prey 5.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Bird of Prey 5. All the best, brother, and many more on Channel 4.
Before we go,
get some more.
I'll just say a massive thank you to Loki and to Rambling and Dave Bob for doing this. It's been an absolute honour to get to cover this show. Thank you.
Same to you. It's been awesome.
Absolutely awesome. So, guys, don't forget, We've got shows coming up. Take care. Have a great one. Be excellent to each other. I have no idea what we're going to do next week, but we're going to do something fun. Be excellent to each other and always speak friend to enter. Later, everybody.
Bye.
Take her easy, folks.
These videos are tremendous. Like, comment, and subscribe, and hammer that notification bell.